Live from tape, pre-recorded at our studio in Austin, Texas and Portland, Oregon, it's Syndicated with Lesley and Ben. Hi everyone, I'm the Ben of that.
And I'm the Lesley. This is a twice monthly podcast about television, genre, and storytelling, in which we watch an episode of a show and explore the history of television one episode at a time.
I know you have not heard from us recently, dear listener, and that is because Lesley and I have been contemplating and scheming on what our fourth season of Syndicated with Lesley and Ben should be, and we finally came to a conclusion. We finally, after genuinely much back and forth and a lot of reasoning and debate, we have finally landed on what our fourth season of the show is going to be. Lesley, do you want to take it away?
Oh, I would love nothing more. Oh, well, and I would love nothing more. We are doing something very, very special this season. This season, we are going to be examining television shows that are in foreign languages, not English. This is going to be something that's going to intrigue us. I think it's going to intrigue y'all. I'm pretty excited because we're going to be covering a number of genres and finding out what makes TV tick in other spots that we are not used to watching. So, yeah, super exciting.
kind of folding out of our discussion on Lupin last season, you and I kind of were starting to wonder very much, I was genuinely thrown off. What was the word they used? Season is here in the US. Series is the UK. Were they just doing
UK,
part deux?
Oh, right. It was like parts. Yeah. They had it in just parts. It was just parts.
Something like that. We didn't know if that was standard or not. I don't know. That raised some questions are how are the French making their TV or whatever?
Right.
And so we're leaning into international television.
Yeah, international television. Let's do it.
Or at least, in this case, non-English language, even though I believe this is technically an American TV show. Produced here.
Sure. Technically speaking, it was.
Technically speaking. But yes, non-English language, international, out
of our usual experience.
Yeah,
outside of that.
We've already got a number of interesting guests lined up, some new faces, some familiar ones, and they have brought all kinds of laid all sorts of shows at our doorstep.
It's gonna be a great season.
It's gonna be a very good season. But I say that because of some of the shows that have been pitched to us. Not all of them, and Lesley, this is a break from standard protocol, I guess, for you and I. Not all of them are narrative programs. Some of them are just TV shows from other fucking countries that are not half-hour or hour dramas.
I am so intrigued already. I can't wait. Don't spoil it.
There's that Korean cooking show that Rachel pitched us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're going to get into all kinds of genres this season. This is going to be really interesting.
I think one of our rules, I guess, that we agreed to pretty early on, is that we're not doing BBC.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that the Canadian Broadcasting Company and the British Broadcasting Company are not American. I also am not calling them international because it's in the exact same language that we normally watch TV in.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that the point of this season and the vision for this season is that you and I both find things that are outside of our normal viewing comfort zones. Yeah. And I can't say that BBC fits that bill or that, CBC fits that bill either. So.
Yeah, so much like BBC and ITV, ITV is the channel,
ITV.
Right? Yes. Mm-hmm. Sorry, IFC, the Independent Film Channel is the other one. I was mixing it up.
Right. Yeah,
Anyway, so much of that material makes it here anyway.
Right.
I mean, obviously, I mean, this is a core bonding thing for Lesley and I, but the BBC America still shows Doctor Who.
That they do.
That they do. Weirdly, I think I'd actually be okay covering Australian television, because that's so far out of...
Australia or New Zealand, I think.
Yeah, just because that's like
would be
two
okay.
different hemispheres away.
Because we don't really get, again, like there's not a lot of exposure there. What we can promise for this season is that these shows are not shows that you're going to be flipping the channels and finding on your own. I think that's the barometer.
We're getting started with one of Lesley's picks, so I think let's just dive right into it. If you're just now joining us, we're talking about Los Espookys, the HBO original Spanish language show about a group of artists who use their love of horror movies and their crafting abilities to create realistic, scary scenes for their paying clientele. The show was created by Julio Torres, Ana Fabrega, and Fred Armisen, and ran for far too short seasons on HBO, from 2019 to 2022. Each season of Los Espookys contains only 6 episodes apiece, which I would suggest is but a crying shame, and also it appears to be a victim of COVID planning.
It is a sad reality, and it sadly hit this show. But I don't cry
Looks
because
like,
it's over. Smile because it happened, man.
Exactly. We were blessed with 12 incredible episodes of this show. I presume I only watched the one you told me to.
You are correct. You're absolutely correct. So let's get into it. So Julio Torres plays Andres, a wealthy inheritor to his parents' chocolate empire, who would rather focus on making Los Espookys work with his friends. Julio Torres is one of the 3 co-creators and has a writing credit on all of the episodes with Ana Fabrega. Torres was a former writer for SNL, for Saturday Night Live, and The Chris Gethard Show, and has starred and directed in his own movie, Problemista, which is out from A24 this month, which I actually only just found out about, after I pitched this to you, and I was like, why am I seeing him everywhere now? And I was like, it's because he's going to be this new film, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. By this month, we're recording this in March. So, came out March 1st. As it is the last day of March, you will undoubtedly be hearing this in April. Anyway, check out Problemista. It's described as surreal, and also Tilda Swinton's in it. Ana Fabrega plays Tati, the chronically overemployed and a little dim-witted younger sister of Ursula. Tati is happy to help the other members of Los Espookys however possible, and in the pilot episode volunteers to be the possessed child character during a staged exorcism. Fabrega appeared on At Home with Amy Sedaris, also wrote for The Chris Gethard Show, and has appeared in the new 2022 Father of the Bride.
Well, how about that?
Which HBO made.
Fun fact.
Have you ever seen the original?
Father of the Bride, the original? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I have.
Sure. It might have been a little before your time, I think. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge Steve Martin fan.
Sure, and he's good in it, and it's got, Williams. Help me. What is her first name? Oh my gosh, I loved her in the 10th Kingdom. Oh my gosh, hold on.
Google.
Hold on.
Father of the Bride. No, 1, please. Thank you. The original.
Yeah.
Kimberly Williams.
Yep, that's her.
Paisley.
That's the one. Kimberly Williams. Yes, and she's so cute, and I love her. Fun fact about Ana Fabrega, actually, is that she spoke Spanish a lot as a child, but then primarily spoke English until she was an adult again. And so she has, and this is one of those things that you and I are going to have to find out through research, because it's stuff we're never going to cotton on to, is that she has an accent that is so different from everybody else's accent. Like in Spanish, her accent is different. And that is
as discussed in this episode.
That is why they put that in there, is to account for the fact that her accent sounds so different. So yeah, fun fact there for you.
Fun fact indeed.
Bernardo Velasco plays Ronaldo, the charismatic frontman of Los Espookys, whose work on his sister's birthday party is initially noticed by Father Francesco. Velasco is a casting director by trade outside Los Espookys and voiced a guest role on an episode of We Bare Bears.
Genuinely appears to just, according to, again, IMDb, like a casting director for like a solid like 10, 12 projects. But this appears to be some of his first acting work, which is nuts because I think he's the best part of the show.
He's so good, isn't he? I do think he's probably the strongest part of the show for sure. Although there are a lot of delightful things, as we'll discuss.
Cassandra Chongarati plays Ursula, a dental hygienist who works with Los Espookys, making some of the effects that the team needs to pull off their illusions, especially if they involve teeth. Ursula seems thoroughly unhappy at her day job cleaning teeth and dentures and would rather spend that time with her friends. Surprise, an underlying theme. Chongarati was nominated twice for an Ariel Award for Best Supporting Actress for her 2 films, Happy Times and The Hours with You.
So, once again, another example of not a huge body of work.
No, although both of those films look very interesting, the ones that I looked into.
Happy Times and The Hours with You.
Obviously, properly applauded. I don't know who else was up that year.
Well, sure, but
yeah, it's an honor to be nominated.
Yeah, it's an honor to be nominated, and I think that she was very well cast for this also.
Oh, very much so.
Because I really, really like the character of Ursula, particularly the nuanced attitude that she has. I think Ursula's a great character.
Oh, so, I couldn't agree more. I like all of them. They're all really fun.
Yeah. And then of course, heading up this list of, I hate saying no names because that just sounds so demeaning and I can't stand saying it. But these undiscovered talents, I'll say, on top of all of these undiscovered talents, we've got
freshly discovered, even you could say.
Well, you could say freshly discovered, but yeah, on top of all these freshly discovered talents, we have Fred Armisen. He was the executive producer of the show, alongside Andrew Singer and Lorne Michaels from Saturday Night Live as well. But he also plays Tico, Ronaldo's uncle who helps Los Espookys from California. Armisen, obviously, he's a comedy household name. He's got an incredibly long run on Saturday Night Live, as well as his original sketch show with Carrie Brownstein, Portlandia, and the documentary now with Bill Hader and Seth Meyers. So, Fred Armisen, you know who Fred Armisen is. I think he's everywhere.
You know who Fred Armisen is. If you've somehow not watched any of Fred Armisen's shows that he stars in, you know him from appearing in every other sitcom on the planet.
Literally.
He's in that one episode of Parks and Recreation where he plays the Venezuelan ambassador. He's obviously documentary now. He was in The Last Man on Earth. He's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 30 Rock.
Our Flag Means Death.
Curb. Right? Yeah, he's on Curb.
Yeah. He was on Our Flag Means Death as well. He's been in everything.
Of course. I didn't realize he was dating Ricky Lindholm.
Oh, is he? Because I thought that he was dating that girl who was part of Garfunkel and Oates.
Yeah, Ricky Lindholm.
Oh, is that her name?
Yeah. Her real name is not Oates.
I understand that, Ben. I just didn't know what it was.
Yes, Ricky Lindholm is one half of Garfunkel and Oates with Kate McCucci.
Right. Well, I know Kate McCucci's name because she's the Gooch on Scrubs.
Yes. Anyway, it's Fred Armisen. I look, hey, I'm a Portlander. There's been discussion, obviously.
Sure.
It doesn't accurately portray the city. I don't give a shit. I think it's funny.
Obviously
I think Portlandia is funny.
It's funny.
Here's the thing. Did Portlandia make people move here? I don't know or care. Did it make the city worse? I do not know or care.
Right.
Is put a bird on it funny? Yes.
Oh, it's so funny. So funny.
Put a bird on it is very funny. I laugh about it. I think about it all the time.
So, yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Portlandia. Shout out to Portland.
Shout out to both of those things, indeed.
Anyway, it's Fred Armisen. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I also really like documentary now, for what it's worth.
I really need to watch that.
Wait, have you not?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, dude! Literally every episode's a banger.
I will watch it. I'll watch it.
Also, as a fellow cultured person, I think you would appreciate it for like what it's trying to. Because the point of documentary now is obviously that it's making fun of and referencing other documentary films.
Right.
And like, I feel like you and I have the cultural cachet to know what they're making fun of.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I mean, there's a whole episode that's like riffing on the Company Live cast album recording from like 1970 or whatever. Like, it's all very, or like, there's one that's riffing on like Jiro Dreams of Sushi, the documentary about like, anyway, it's very good. Very good. Last but not least, we're watching the pilot episode El Exorcismo. Father Francesco, a local priest, finds himself amazed and disgusted by the work of Los Espookys and hires them to fake an exorcism so that he can appear more competent than a newly arrived younger priest. The four of them create a convincing and grotesque exorcism, allowing Father Francesco to be a hero and guaranteeing the members of Los Espookys additional work. Much like the plot of Ghostbusters, Los Espookys is about the joys and perils of starting a small business with your friends. That is themed around ghosts.
I love it.
Literally.
I mean, so I take it you enjoyed this. I take it you enjoyed this show.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's my pick, so I was really wanting to hear from you on this.
No, how do I phrase this? This is one of the funniest half hours of TV I've ever watched.
I know, it's so funny.
Look, I'm not gonna say what my favorite joke is yet. Obviously, we save that for the end of the program.
Obviously,
there are rules, Jonathan. It keeps us separated from the animals.
Not enough.
But the delivery of the line, quote, "We have dozens of teeth to work on today," quote, dozens, broke me. Also, the when I watched Beauty and the Beast, I fast forward through all the scenes with the Beast. That's half the film.
It's a funny ass show.
No, I really liked it, dude. Yeah, no, I genuinely, I think, I mean, I will get into it. Obviously, I know I have a question for you. Why this show, why this episode? But no, genuinely, this is one of the smartest, like, quick-paced, kind of quick-witted, real tight, good setup, payoff, punchline joke. Like, literally some of the snappiest humor I've seen in a half-hour format in a minute.
It's really quick, yeah. It's so quick, and it's so clever and so subtle with a lot of its humor, and it just only gets richer on rewatches, I have to say, because like I've now seen the pilot probably 3 or 4 times, and so it just gets richer with every rewatch, in my opinion, because there's so many minute, tiny, blink and you miss them things that are that you can hear or see that are just so funny. So
could not agree more.
Yeah, so I imagine that you have a question for me, though.
I do have a question for you, Lesley. Why this show? Why this episode?
Well, I'll tell you. For one thing, we had chosen our theme, and this is a show that I watched back in 2019 for the first time when there was only one season and it had just come out. And I watched it, and I was just so deeply entertained by it. I was so deeply entertained by how utterly batshit it was. And by, what a great pastiche it performs of, like, telenovelas, but only sometimes. And that gets deeper as the show goes on, too. Like, it definitely takes more of a telenovela approach. But it's, the characters are so nonsensical, and the drama of the drama of the chocolate empire and all of this stuff, just stuff that clearly in reality makes no sense. Like, one of Toddy's jobs is to break in shoes, like it for
other people,
for other people. It just, and I have never heard anybody talk about it. And I just really wanted to talk about it, and I really wanted to talk about it with you, and I really wanted you to see it, and that is also why I chose the pilot, because it stands on its own. It speaks for itself. It has one of the best series premise setups, for a pilot. Like, the pilot is very tight in terms of executing its concept. So I just really wanted you to just go on this journey and start at the beginning.
Oh, instant setup payoff. Yeah. To refer back to the joke you referenced, quote, I have 5 pairs of shoes to do today and only 2 feet. Fuck. Los Espookys reminded me of Letterkenney.
I can see it.
Not obviously, like, not going for the same delivery. Like, Letterkenny's obviously famous for its extremely rapid fire delivery, right?
Correct.
It's a hint of that, but it's certainly not the same cadence, right? But what it reminded me of Letterkenny, because it was just immediately, like, right off the bat, it's like, hey, here's some weirdos who are already solidly doing their own thing in a community that we've, like, clearly built up. Like, everyone already knows each other. You know what I mean? It's just like, anyway, here's some weirdos in a kind of half normal society.
Sure. It feels very lived in right from the start.
Yeah, they don't need to, like, self-discover their deal. They already know exactly what they're about as characters. They're weird. They're weird with each other. It just, they've got their little relationship quirks, like, already, there's, like, a little implied backstory. They already know how they interact with each other. It clicks as instantly as, again, those, like, 4 main characters of Letterkenny do. Yeah. I'm just like, cool, I got it. I know their deal immediately. Let's just riff with the jokes from here on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone shows up fully formed, and it's great.
Yeah. That's something I never considered. But I do just eat it up when a character feels lived in, and when a group of friends feels lived in, and this definitely accomplishes that. So I think that's probably another reason why I'm so attracted to it.
Yeah. It was when let's see, Andre's fiance, boyfriend?
Yeah, boyfriend.
Yeah. Comes out of the pool and immediately is like, hey, can I talk to you in private? And, like, immediately Ronaldo's like, hey, Juan, or whatever. Like, just like, there's I don't know, there's just, like, a little implied, not it's not, like, jealousy or whatever. There's just, like, a little implied something there of, like, why are you ignoring him?
Yeah.
Back and forth. There's just, like, a little, it doesn't matter if that's, like, ever expanded upon. It's like, oh, it's, like, a little weird between them. Who knows why?
They definitely.
But, like, that's completely normal. That's how people talk.
And they earn that depth with, like, almost every interaction in that way. It feels like, and in that way, I guess you could say that it's kind of similar to Curb in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that the interactions feel very organic.
There's something about 4 people.
There's something about 4 people, man. There's just something about a
comedy.
Foursome.
Yeah.
Context is unnecessary.
Comedy is the rule of 3s, but sitcoms are actually the rule of 4s.
Yeah, that's true.
Leslie, was it not I Love Lucy that has
4?
Once again, 4? There's 4 of them.
Golden Girls, dude.
Seinfeld.
There's 4 of them, man. There's something on. We're onto something that somebody else discovered 50 years ago already.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I Love Lucy. It's Lucy, Rick, and Rick. Everyone calls him Rick.
Rick.
Famously, that character's name is Rick Ricardo. Rick. Sorry. Anyways, Lucy, Ricky, and their landlords.
Sure.
Who I'm not going to bother remembering after the debauchery, after the fucking utter failure that was Rick Ricardo.
Christ. Rick Ricardo.
Anyway,
Rick
4
Ricardo.
Kramer, Elaine, George, Jerry. 4 works.
4 works. 4 works every time.
Sorry to the friends.
I mean, I stand by it. 4 works every time.
Yeah. What were we getting at?
Oh, we were just talking about how cohesive they are as a group and how believable they are and how lived in they feel already. And that's mostly because for works is what the conclusion we've come to. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just, it feels like everyone's set up. I mean, obviously, like, the priest knows about, Ronaldo, your brother did this?
Right.
Oh, yeah, they already know that, like, Ursula's younger sister works at the I almost said monastery, orphanage.
Right.
It's just like, we're just picking up on these people's lives in, like, normal.
And it's in such a conversational way. I just want to live in there. I want to live in that world.
Yeah.
For as long as possible. It's so delightful.
Yeah. We're just in normal Latin American suburbia.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of, none of these people are teenagers, but it's just a bunch of teens.
Yeah. And I will say, like, the actual location where they are, and not the parts that are in California, it is supposed to be a fictional, like, nondescript, you don't actually know exactly where kind of spot.
I noticed as I was doing my research that none of the episode summaries seemed to actually say where they were.
Because you're not supposed to know. That adds to the fantasy element of it. That this is like a world in which, all these kind of things can happen. Like Sunnyvale.
Like, pardon?
Well, like in Buffy.
Oh, I've never seen Buffy. I didn't know if there was a name of the...
It's a Sunnyvale. That's the Hellmouth, man. Also... I would say watch Buffy, but I think that time has just passed, man. I think that one just skipped you.
Yeah, I think that window might be a little closed.
I think that one just skipped you. And that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. I wouldn't say you've been missing it, Bob.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've called it like I say like I'll say like I missed the window on something or whatever. And I think Buffy is firmly in the past. Well. Missed opportunity.
With
Toriyama passing recently, I realized that Dragon Ball was also one of those.
Yeah.
Just like Dragon Ball Z. Like, you'd think, right? I'm a 90s kid. I should be peak Dragon Ball Z, right?
Right.
Nah. Just missed the window.
Well, that happens.
It happens. That was a boring anecdote. Anyway. Okay, yeah, no, I was wondering. Well, I think it does a great job of, being everywhere and nowhere at once. And I think that's exactly what it sets out to accomplish, and that's like a great setting. That there's just places like, it's the orphanage, it's their apartment, it's, everything's just where it's got to be.
Yeah, it's good. Another thing that I really appreciated and thought was cheeky and fun and cute, is the fact that, obviously, it's a Spanish language show. For the most part, there are scenes that exist at the party or at I guess not at the party, but inside the business, the parking business where Tico
the parking
works.
valet company,
the parking valet company. Then they're speaking in English, and when they do that, they then subtitle it in Spanish, which I thought was incredibly cool for them to do.
Yeah.
I thought that was just such a cool touch for them to do that. Now, one thing I will say is that according to my fiance, the Spanish translation, is not as accurate as it could be when it comes to the Spanish to English. As far as the English to Spanish, like, it seems pretty good, so I don't know. But the gist is definitely, I think that for the most part, the subtitles don't make the words sound as vulgar as they actually are. So, like, we're basically missing out on some semantic vulgarity.
Okay, sure. Interesting.
Yeah. So, and that's something, like I said, we're going to have to do some research and find out things like that on all of these probably. But I just found that interesting. I guess it's like when you watch, like, back in the 90s, they would edit films for airplanes and, that's, yeah, like this Monday to Friday plane kind of business. So we might be getting a little bit of that.
I can't tell you the number of TV cuts I've watched as someone who frequently used the American Movie Channel, AMC, before it became the Walking Dead channel.
Yes.
as we've joked or whatever, yeah, how many movies I realized I had only ever seen the TV cut of.
Right.
When Matrix 4 came out like 2 years ago, everyone was like, oh my God, do you remember that really long, awkward orgy scene from Matrix 2? And I'm like, no, it wasn't that long or that awkward. And then I watched the movie and I realized I've only ever seen the TV cut. No, that's long and awkward.
Imagine.
Once I got into like minute 3 of that, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, this does go on too long.
That's incredible. That reminds me of one time. My friend Hojo told me that Amadeus was like his favorite movie when he was a kid. And he wanted me to watch it. And so we got it and watched it as adults. And he was like, there's so many more titties in this than I knew because he had watched it on TV.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, no, I was wondering about the kind of translation of it. I don't know if there was a language. Japanese is the other language I speak, right? But I don't know if there's another language I am proficient in.
What?
Clearly, it's not English.
Well, I don't know if it's even this one, to be honest, bestie.
I don't know if there is another language that I am proficient in, Japanese included, in which I am able to make those kind of distinctions. But every once in a while, I will notice something in a Japanese translation where I'm like, oh, that's not all right. Just ever so slightly where I'm like, oh, this just got Americanized. And I can tell it got Americanized. And it's usually older translations of, surprise, Studio Ghibli movies.
Yeah.
Like, Porco Rosso or whatever. Which is, incidentally, my favorite one.
That's Hector's favorite one.
Hell, yeah.
I'm serious.
Because yeah.
I'm serious.
It's got Carrie Ellis in it.
Yes, that's also
and Susan Egan and Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. I love it. It's my favorite one. I'd rather be a pig than a fascist.
It is such a good one.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know why I would ever question which one is your favorite. That one is the clear winner based on everything you're about.
Yeah. Second favorite is Spirited Away, if it helps.
Of course.
Also, I'm a big fan of Howl's.
Howl's is actually my favorite because it was my first one ever.
Aw, yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, I try to watch the original language, but obviously, if I want to hear my friends, Michael Keaton, Susan Egan, and Carrie Ellis, I have to obviously listen to the English version.
Sure.
I think the only other one I do that with is Howl's, just because it, like, I can't replace Billy Crystal. Like, it's just like, I can't listen to Billy Crystal play Calcifer. And also, I'm spacing on who the actress is for, and now I'm spacing on the character name. My goodness, the Sophie. Sophie has such distinct ways that she talks in the English version. That kind of sort of like she does such a good job. Calcifer, kind of like way she talks or whatever that like I can't hear the original. Like that performance is the one I latch on to.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, but I guess like that's something obviously we're going to be focusing on this season is like translation and like obviously literal language translation, but other stuff like how do you translate context?
Exactly. Yeah. Like
are some of these shows going to translate context? We don't know.
I think it's going to be impossible for some of them as well because this reminds me of when I was in my 20s. I got really, really into this French hip hop group called Java. And I just, because I really, really love French hip hop. I don't ask me why. I don't speak French, so I don't know what they're saying. But it's so great. Anyway, I was listening to them, and I knew a guy who was Canadian and spoke French, and I worked with him, and I was like, you have to hear this because you speak French and blah. And he listened to them, and he was like, they are lyrically the most brilliant. Like, I've never heard anything more lyrically brilliant. I was like, how? And he's like, I literally cannot explain it to you because you don't speak French. And even if you learn how to speak French now, it's such an ingrained thing. Like, you will never understand how clever it is because you're not a native French speaker kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to run into some of that too, I think.
Oh, I'm sure. I guess, hey, you know what? Maybe that's like a broader question we can kind of crack open in the middle of this episode. Is, I guess, what's your relationship with non-English media overall?
Well,
because personally, before we even decided that this was going to be our topic this season, I think I maybe texted this to you, but I had already watched like 10 foreign films this year before you even suggested international TV.
Sure.
Or something. Like, it's not, you know, I don't think I'm like a, you know, expert or anything, but it's definitely something I intentionally seek out is media from other cultures. You know, I have a great fascination with both like culture and history. I'm more of a history guy than a science guy. And like that is some of the easiest kind of window into another world is through movies, obviously. You know, it's so I would say, yeah, like foreign cinema, hypothetically, something I actively seek out to a degree. I just watched Anatomy of a Fall last night.
That's right. And good for you on that.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, I don't really seek it out as actively as you do. I will say, though, that foreign language media, particularly films, I would say three of my top 10 favorite films are foreign language. And I would say, as far as shows are concerned, I really don't look for it in shows a lot. And with music, I listen to a lot of Spanish language music now these days than I used to.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
Because my fiance is from Mexico. Yes. So I listen to that. Like I said, I love French hip hop. But what I love about French hip hop is the fact that sometimes when I'm doing my concentration work, I need something other than just like lo-fi beats, right? Like I need something with a beat, but I also would like some voices, but I cannot be distracted by lyrics right now. And that's where French hip hop in particular, I can't understand a word they're saying. It might as well be gibberish. I don't know. I don't care. It's like in one ear, out the other while I'm doing my work. I love French hip hop for that reason. And also I used to really, really like Japanese pop music. Yumi Hamasaki in particular was a big favorite. So I have I've never really sought it out, but when I have stumbled upon it, I've always embraced it.
Yeah. It didn't even occur to me when I asked that. I forgot about music.
Yeah.
I am also a Japanese city pop person and a J-pop person.
Yeah.
So that's fun that this has never come up between us.
I know.
And
that's
therefore,
amazing.
I'm glad I asked.
Yeah.
Also, I'm an enormous fan of I try to read non-English books.
Yeah, that's something I've just started doing actually with Spanish for the aforementioned reason of the fact that I should know that language and I don't. I'm trying to fix that. So yeah.
I took like a Latin American literature course in like college. I know.
Oh my God, you went to college.
Or whatever. I've read like 3 Murakami books like this year. Like, I don't know. I try to this is like a personal ethos or whatever, but I try to expand my taste as much as I can. Like constantly. Like it is, I try not to stick in one genre for too long. I'm always trying to learn, grow more, like try to visit places that I haven't already been, musically. Not to say I don't have my favorites, but
sure.
Musically, but I kind of for a while I was maybe a little confused by the idea of like a comfort movie or a comfort show.
Oh,
because my kind of stance was always like, well, why don't you just watch something new? Like I lean more toward the exploration of new,
right?
Than
the comfort for
rewatching
a lot of
something
people
familiar
is knowing what's going to happen and having that familiar
exactly, yeah.
noise.
I realize now. Oh yeah, of course I have comfort movies now.
Sure.
Now that I think about it like a little longer, but
Yeah.
I think I prioritize finding new material and discovering new stuff than I do, say, rewatching The Office or what have you.
That's always been such a problem for me, though, because I always feel that desire in equal parts. And it's like I have two wolves inside me, like it's like I have two wolves inside me, and one of them is saying, watch something completely new that you've never seen, and the other one is saying, watch Superstore for the 11th time. So like it's battle, man.
For what it's worth, one of my comfort shows is King of the Hill.
Oh, it's a good one. Golly, that's a good one. Oh man,
it's just so easy. Speaking of smart ass writing, also I guess Letterkenny's kind of a comfort show.
That's a comfort show for me too. I can see that.
Yeah, rewinding it. Just the little pitter patter of their voices.
Hey Ben. You know what about King of the Hill? There are four of them.
Four of them.
There are four of them.
Four of them. And Peggy and Bobby. But four of them.
Four of them. Yeah.
And Luann. Anyway, four of them.
Four of them.
Yeah, no, there's two wolves.
Yeah, there are two wolves.
But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I certainly tried to do that, and with that is a lot of like I've watched a handful of Chinese and Korean movies recently. We're doing this on purpose. Those are obviously it is kind of what it's going to come down to a lot this season is, I guess, what media is made accessible to us. Like obviously countries all over the world are making a lot of their own TV, but there are certainly countries that don't have, much like how we talked about the BBC, who don't have those kind of distribution pipelines into or in front of American audiences.
Right.
That, like, for example, we simply just don't get a ton of African TV. A lot of the TV we either get, or in movies for that matter, is West Europe and East Asian.
Ben, I am delighted that you enjoyed this show.
Oh, me too. Yeah, such a good choice. It's just so... It's so snappy. It's so subtle. I really appreciate... There were some jokes with almost kind of understated punchlines. Like, they don't hammer it home. They just kind of let you, like, hang out in the punchline a little bit. I'm now, I'm blinking on a direct example, as I want to do. God, like, I feel like the first way that Andres, like, brings up the chocolate or whatever.
Right.
It's like, by the way, do you need something to eat or whatever? And he's just, like, left, like, oh, we're developing a new chocolate. No, do you have anything other than chocolate? No. Or whatever. Just like, I don't know.
Because it pulls you from a place that feels so unexpected, because you're still wrapping your mind around the fact that we are dealing with like a chocolate empire. And then, and so I think it's probably that. It's just a lot of, you have to connect the dots yourself, but it's quite easy to do as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Or just Andres, like, has the quirks of the way that he moves, where he does like the slow rises, the slow turns, the extremely methodical.
How deliberate he is. I love it so much.
Everyone in this has phenomenal physical acting, and that it's not just the delivery of these lines or whatever, but it's just it's sold so sincerely. I think actually here's something that I appreciate about this show, and I will even also give the same praise to stuff like Letterkenny. It feels like it's kind of doing meta stuff, but it's not too self-aware of like... It's self-aware of maybe the silliness of the level of material they're working with, but they're not doing a meta spin on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily... They're not like subverting or playing with the tropes so much as they're like, no, we know like this is the kind of storytelling you're into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely. That it's not overtly meta, but it's such a little nod.
It's winking
to meta. It's a wink and a nod to meta without actually leaning into it too far, so that you could. There's like a separation there where you can say the difference between something being utterly meta and what Los Espookys and also to some extent, well, to a large extent, Letterkenny does, is that you can see yourself in this universe, and you can see yourself in Letterkenny. You can see yourself in this fantastical space. Because there's an element of familiarity there. Which being
even
meta
with the absurdism.
Right, exactly. Which being too meta would break, and the whole thing would fall apart like a house of cards. So I just think that the delicacy with which both of these shows actually, that is what they have in common. The delicacy with which they balance that is so cool to see.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. If it was even 10% or 5% more,
it would all fall apart.
It would completely ruin it. Yeah.
That balance is so
good.
But
it really handles a great, and you know, it's not afraid of like having weird space in there, like when Andreas like walks very slowly over to Ronaldo when that character is first introduced and does like that again, like almost like runway glide down the length of the pool until those characters start talking toward each other. I don't know. There's just like, a lot of it is in the subtle details. A lot of it, again, some of those punchlines are very like understated. It genuinely just feels like friends, you know?
Yeah.
Like friends who know each other and friends who have that connection. And that's why I think I'm latching on to these characters so strongly.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You want to talk about favorite jokes?
I sure do, Ben. I want to know yours first. You go first because I've been excited about this.
Here we go. Actually, this is a perfect understated punchline. I know I said I couldn't think of examples earlier. Here's my example. I didn't want to say it earlier. Here's my favorite joke. Referring to, it's when they're talking about Boingo. And he says, you see those signs at the airport that say free Wi-Fi, and you get all excited, and then the menu pops up and you find out it's not free. That's Boingo. You know, Charles Boingo.
Yeah.
Revealing that the name of that app is the last name of a person.
Charles Boingo.
As if he were fucking like Charles Foster Kane.
Right.
Or whatever. Like as if he was fucking as if he was fucking like Hearst. Or whatever.
Right, exactly. Hilton.
Well, yeah. To say, Martin Tumbler. Like to take one of those hundreds of dumb made up words that corporations have named all these apps and assign that to, Charles.
Charles Boingo.
You've met my friend, Francis Gmail. Like it was so genuinely knocked me over.
Man.
I thought that was such a good joke. Completely understated. They skip right past it and he just keeps going in his monologue.
And he just keeps going.
And like to not like put a button on it, to not like pause for laughs, but to just keep going.
Keep on with his speech. Charles Boingo. Yeah, that was really, really good.
My friend James Expedia. I thought that was so fucking good because obviously we're conditioned to think it's just like fucking one of these
it's a stupid
normal
word
verbs,
like Tumblr or whatever. Yeah,
a normal verb but take out one vowel. Leslie, what's your favorite joke?
My favorite joke is the entire scene with the father and hiring Los Espookys to do the exorcism, and so it actually is a tie between two parts of the same scene. One of which is when we meet Tati, and her job is to spin a fan in the father's face. That is her. And then like she does it while they're talking, and then he just says, "This isn't working." And she's like, "Okay." And the next time we see her, I want to say is when her new job is breaking in shoes. So
yeah.
So it's between that and the younger priest with the very inappropriately glossy lips. Like, I don't know why. But, like, he was so, like, earnest. But, Father, the kids and his lips were just, like glass. It was disgusting. Oh, man. And it was so great. So, yeah.
Talk about the sincerity of this show. Tati's overly sincere. Like, oh, well, one day you're a fan and then you're not. Thank you so much for the opportunity with like the bow and everything.
Yes.
Also genuinely killed me for, again, being overly sincere. Just like, so it goes. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, excellent delivery. The beep beep also got me as
beep.
the beep beep. I will say, it's so funny. Everyone on this show, I guess except for Fred Armisen, but I meant the main four youths.
Yeah.
Everyone on this show is between you and I age-wise. Phenomenal representation of Gen Z fashion, though.
Oh, man. Ronaldo, though.
Everyone has phenomenal fashion sense, and I would absolutely associate all of that with, like, younger millennial to people my age, younger millennial to like Gen Z fashion or whatever. Every single person in the show is older than me.
Killing it though. They're killing it.
Between Ronaldo's like half shirt, to be generous.
Everything. The cargo shorts and the collar and I hung out with him in high school. Like it's just you know, such a vibe. But yeah,
those are my high school metalheads too.
Right.
I know what hallway they sat in. Hey, if any of you are listening, that's odd. Yeah, no, every single main cast member on this show is older than me, but everyone dresses so much younger than me. Anyway, the chains are a good look.
They are.
Giant crucifix earring.
Also a good look.
It rules. Everyone looks good.
Yes, they do.
Folks, this is Syndicated with Lesley and Ben. This is our international TV season, which I am very excited to get the ball rolling on. We already know what my first staff pick of the season is going to be. We know who some of our guests are going to be. You're absolutely in for a treat. We're going to try to cover as much as the world as we can in 13 episodes, starting, of course, with Latin America, parentheses, undefined location.
Correct.
Anyway. But yeah, I hope we're gonna be able to cover a lot. bit.ly/Infinity Talk. That's capital I Infinity, capital T Talk. That is the link to our Discord. There's a syndicated channel that frankly doesn't get a ton of attention. I would highly encourage you to join our Discord and tell us what your favorite international television show is.
Please.
Make us aware of stuff that we have never heard of before.
I'm
ready. Help us expand our tastes. Hit us with your South Korean cooking shows and your weird Australian historical dramas.
Right. Let's do it.
Tell us more. Tell us what your favorite international TV is. Folks, you can find me online at Sufficient Owls. Virtually anywhere. Lesley?
Same with at the Netty. I've been trickling back into the social media space a little bit. And
it's good to see you on Blue Sky from time to time.
Thank you. Have you been following my my iPod reveals? Well, there's going to be more of those. That's a living thread. So enjoy.
Oh, hell
yeah! Y'all
yeah.
get to see that
Very
too
excited.
if you come follow me on Blue Sky.
Mm-hmm. This is part of InfinityBreak.net, where we're telling stories our own way. You can check out all of our other work over at InfinityBreak.net, including where I stream and, of course, my horror podcast, Speaking of Los Espookys. Thank you to Jay Gagnon for our wonderful graphic design and for help editing the show. Thank you, Mandra Sigma, of course, for our theme song. And, of course, thank you, Tara Bossart, for our logo. This is Syndicated with Lesley and Ben. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time with the, surprise, Spanish language TV show, 30 Coins.
All right. See ya.